Alright, morning guys. It is Sunday the 28th of September today. So last few days of summertime. We're back on Club 1 as you can see. It's just coming up to 7 o'clock, 5 to 7 sort of time. I got here very shortly after 6 in the dark. You see the sun is just starting to come up. We've got enough light now to be able to film, so I thought I would introduce today's session. I'm doing full day here. You can see the water's still well down. We have had some rain through September, but it's still very dry and this lake is extremely low, but well, extremely low compared to what it should be, but there's still plenty of depth of water. So we're here for a day's carping before the winter hours kick in on Tuesday, I think it is, no, Wednesday, 1st of October. At that point we can only fish from 8 o'clock till 4:30, so taking the opportunity to get one long last day session in. You see reeds, the trees, everything's starting to turn, so it won't be long before all the leaves are dropping and we're into full autumn. But for now it's going to be probably about 17-18 degrees today. At its max it's about 14 at the moment, so not too bad. Fish have been feeding over the last couple of weeks. We've had the big one out a few times, or not me, but I've seen the big one has come out a few times, the pink lady. Been a couple of nice other sizable fish out. But we'll set up and ready to go, so we'll see what the day brings. Right, I think it's just gone at 8 o'clock time. The right hand rod's gone into full drop back. We have our first run of the day. Seen loads of fish topping out in front of me over both spots. It's the right hand one out in the middle there. It's gone off first of all. Doesn't feel particularly big, it's not doing very much. There he is. Mirror, probably mid-double at best, I would think. Main thing is, he's a fish. That's what we're here for, is the carp. It's not a bad looking one. He was already obviously coming straight at me, as indicated by the drop back. So I haven't had to turn him or put any great pressure on him to begin with, and he's obviously just come straight at me. Now doing a bit more fighting. I was actually considering moving one of the rods along the bank here. I'd seen a few times fish had crashed out no more than 6 or 7 yards off the bank. I was just over there having a look. It does go down quite deep on this shelf. You literally would only have to be a few yards off the bank and you're in at least sort of 5-6 feet of water, I suspect. That little bit of patience paid off, and we've got the first one on the line, even if he's not yet in the net. And he is now putting up a much more of a fight. the lunges have definitely slowed down. Another couple of turns and he's going to be ready for the net. Quite a nice long fish again, similar to one I had the last time we were here. Got a decent amount of girth to him as well. Come on. Nice way to start. That looks a pretty decent fish, hopefully a 20. So we'll get him weighed up. We'll take a look at him. Right. This thing weighs 2 pounds 8 ounces. And as you can see from that, 29.10. So that takes it to 27 pounds 2 ounces. Not bad at all. Right, hell of a way to start the trip. As I said, 27 pounds 2 ounces. Quite a bit bigger than I thought he was. I know he had the length. Saw at the last minute he had the girth, but you know, he's a lovely heavy thick set fish. So we'll get some pictures of this one, sort his mouth out because he's got a little bit of previous damage, so I'll put some the treatment on that. But yeah, hell of a way to start. Got to soak him for my troubles, but who cares when they go back like that. Well, that's the bait combination. I just caught that 27 on a 12mm krill dumbbell, a little bit sliced off of that, and then a 12mm Mulbs white pop-up. I've actually just given the hook a little bit of a sharpen again as well, because that was slightly blunted. So I've got the little sharpening tool. Not that you can see that on this, it's too busy focusing on the floor. Anyway, little sharpening tool. I've just given that another little tidy up just to make sure it's needle sharp. Get that back out, see if we can get another one. Alright, just gone 9 o'clock and see right hand rod's back out on the spot. I must have had that fish about 8:30, 8:35, something like that, so a little bit later than I thought. But I'm the only one on this lake. When I turned up at 6 o'clock, there were 3 other guys turned up at the same time, but they fishing on lake number 2, which was where I was going to fish. But when I heard they were going on there, I decided to come on this one and give myself a bit of time. Oh, and we've got a drop back. Let's have a look and see what that's doing. Right, left hand rod back out on the spot. As I was saying, I decided to give myself a little bit of space and not have 4 people on one lake and none on another. Come on here, nobody else has turned up, so certainly for now it's just gone 9:10, so there is, I guess, potential that more people will turn up, but I suspect it's probably just going to be me for the day. A few spots of rain just starting to come down. It does say it's going to be like this on and off for the next few hours till sort of 1 o'clock sort of time, so we'll see if we get any decent amount of rain. But we're a couple of hours into fishing, couple of fish out, nice way to start. Right, that drop back, unsurprisingly, is the most ridiculously sized bream I think I've ever had out of here. Seriously, look at the size of the bait and look at the size of the fish's mouth. Greedy little shit. Well, back to the lake. Well, as you can see, the weather has taken a turn for the worse. I'm sure the fish don't mind, and actually I'm quite happy to see it, but you can see where I've just stuck those boilies in. The oil's coming off of them, creating nice little flat spots. And with the rain coming down now as well, hopefully we might get a bit of a carping feeding frenzy. Well, it was jumping up and down like a loony, but nothing there. Typically it happens in the pouring rain, but I shall very quickly get this one in, get the bag back on there, PVA stick back on there, and get it back out on the spot. Well, this one ain't green. It wasn't exactly stripping line, it was just jumped up on top. Now charging straight at me, but I feel there's some weight to it, so definitely a carp. No, it's not. It's a bigger bream. Oh, that's disappointing. I thought that was something worth getting excited over. Well, there it is. Decent sized bream for in here. Certainly a hell of a lot bigger than the last one, but I thought when I first struck into it there was some semi-decent weight there, but it just came straight at me, and the result is a snotty, slimy bream. So we'll throw this one back, get the rods back out, and get back out of the rain. Rods are back out on the spot, and the rain is easing off a little bit, but the bank, as you can see now, is treacherous. Top surface has become damp, and therefore every step you take is just, and it's exactly why I wore these boots today, because I knew what it was going to be like with a bit of rain. The top surface just peels off and you end up walking around with half a pound of mud on your feet, and I said I don't really want to go charging down there for a run, because there's a good chance I won't stop and I'll end up in the lake. So I'll just need to be careful for the rest of this trip now, but hopefully we can get back on the carp soon. Really know what this is. I'm assuming it's a carp, but no, it's going to be another bream. They're getting quite annoying. Oh, now the other one's going. I'm hoping this one might actually be a carp. I was just having a little wander along the bank there to look at how far down the water's actually gone, and I got a bit of a run, so fortunately the bream has got me back right next to the rods for when the carp takes it. Been tricked a couple of times by the bream, thinking there was a bit of weight there, it might be a carp, and then very quickly it turns out not to be. I'm pretty sure this one is, though. Not a big one, and there he is. He's already up on the top. He's only little, but at least he's another carp. Well, he's in the net. Probably the smallest carp I've ever had from here, but we'll have a quick look at him and show you what we've got. Looks like a ghosty. Right, I've just weighed it. It's a little bit bigger than I thought it was. It's got 11 pounds, 12 ounces. Little stumpy, stocky fish. He has definitely got a bit of ghost about him. So nothing much more to say about him than that. Nice little fish. He'll be a lovely fish when he's double the size, but he's certainly a pretty little thing at the moment. And so another double figure fish, so a bit bigger than I thought he was going to be. I've got 2 rods out of the water, so I'm going to get this one back, get those 2 rods sorted out, and see if we can get some more carp. Right, just coming up to 2 o'clock. Just had a spot of lunch, and as you can see, the The rain has cleared and we got a little bit of sunshine breaking through. Been a lot of carp topping out in the last half hour or so. Seen at least a dozen big splashes sort of out in front of me and a few further afield, but again most of them do seem to be in my body of water, so that's a bonus. They're certainly in the area, and now that the sun's out you can see a few cruising about on top as well. There was one other guy turned up one of the swims over there in the last 10 minutes. He's just setting up, so I have a little bit of company now, but other than that nobody else has been on the lake. He's obviously just coming down for a few hours this afternoon now that rain's cleared, but I'm going to leave the rods out. I'll say they've obviously both been refreshed fairly recently following the 2 fish, so they've had the bream quickly followed by the carp, and again evidence of another one jumping out. So, and another one. As I said, plenty of fish showing, and they're certainly in and around the area I'm fishing, so hopefully we can get something more. Right, just gone 20 past 2. Still seeing loads of fish crashing out. And I've just had a screamer. Feels like a pretty decent one. Early doors, so it's hanging out there. Assume it's a mirror. Certainly feels like it's got some weight to it at the moment. It's a nice slow plod coming towards me. A few times I've considered having a recast to some of these showing fish, but then 2 minutes later a fish jumps, totally different position. I would just end up chasing them all over the lake, so for now it's just best to leave them where they are, wait for them to get to it, hopefully get another run. Can't see anything in the water because the sun is reflecting right into my face, so until it actually sticks its head fully out the water I'm not going to be able to see what sort of size it is. Oh, it's putting up a decent fight anyway. And looks like the guy across the in the other swims just had a run as well, so they're all coming out to play. Oh, there he is, common. I don't want to give up this one. So initially he was fighting out at a distance, which is why I thought it was a mirror. Then it quickly came charging at me. And now it's doing the usual common of get under your rod tips and then just don't give up. Doesn't even look like a very big fish either. No, it's not all that fight, and he's just a little one. But he's in the net, and that's what counts. So we'll get him weighed up and have a look. Right, well, he's in. Bigger fish again than I originally thought. Just weighed him up. He's gone 16 pounds, 7 ounces. Nice size common for in here. They're normally in that sort of 12 to 17, 18 bracket. There are a few bigger ones, but pretty decent size. So get a few pictures of this one and get that right hand rod back out on the spot. Looks like we've got a bit more cloud forming again, so we might get a bit more rain, but yeah, nice common to break up the afternoon. Alright, just coming up to 2:45. Also got both, or the right hand rod back out on the spot. Thrown a few boilies over the top of it as well, just to keep that bait supply going in. You see the sun is well and truly out, and it is now t-shirt weather. It's got really quite toasty. So yeah, the full clobber I had on this morning has been disposed of, and I'm still too hot, so is what it is now. I'm not stripping stripping down to pants, so it will be just a slightly warm afternoon if this sun is going to keep beating down on us. But 3 nice fish so far, plus the 3 annoying bream, but they're definitely still in the area, still seeing them topping out. I'm going to stay until maybe 6 o'clock time. I don't fancy packing up in the dark, so I've got another 3 hours or so, and we'll see what we can get in that remaining time. Alright, just coming up to 20 to 4. I've had a recast of this right hand rod and just brought it in a bit closer. A couple of times I've had fish topping out fairly close in, and I've also got, I don't know if you've got to be able to pick it up, but a fair amount of bubbling going on. You know, right over that spot as well, so there's obviously something down there rooting around. So I've put a couple of pouches of boilies over the top, and then just recast the rig out. But what I've done is stuck it out with just a PVA stick of glugged boilies, just to try and discourage the bream a little bit. Previously I was using this mix of pellet, and obviously we've had a few bream across the day, so I'm just trying to discourage those and try and get the carp to be the first things to the bait. But as you can see, it's not going mad, but there's a few bubbles coming up over that spot each time. and that is basically about a yard to the right of where my rig is, so hopefully it certainly looks like there's carp down there, or something's feeding over there, so we shall leave that right hand rod there now and see if we can nick another bite from that spot. Right, well, I've literally cast that rod out there with 9 boilies around it on that one of those little sticks about 4 or 5 minutes ago. I went a bit longer over towards the island. Thought I'd try a slightly different approach, and it's gone off pretty much instantly. Make some line up on it because obviously it's was all the way over by the, well, towards the island. But that little change has made all the difference again. It's lovely when a pan comes together, isn't it? I'd seen a couple of fish top out there earlier on. Ignored them for then because I was getting interest over my spots. I was like, bright sunshine, let's stick it over towards the island where it's a little bit shadier. See if we can't tempt one out, and as I say, we're literally 3 or 4 minutes I would suspect that was out there for. And this is the result. Little common by the looks of it. Although I've caught a number of things little today and found out they were bigger than I first thought. Hopefully we can get his head up in a minute. Get him to take a big gulp of air and he'll be about done, but he's still giving a decent fight at the moment. There's the leader again, but certainly doesn't look a big one. There we are. I think he's ready to go. Turned at the last second. Come on, mate. I think you're done. in the net. Right, we've weighed him up. Similar sort of weight to the last one. This one's gone £15.10. Come here. A short fish, but quite a fat one. I'll get a couple of pictures of this one quickly, get him back. So that sun's quite toasty, end of September, and it's still pretty warm, so we'll get a couple of pictures of this, get this back. But another one in the net, number 4 I think that is. But yeah, nice fish. Alright, just coming up to 10 to 5. I am the only person on the lake again. The other guy has now packed up and gone. I saw him have one fish and a couple of runs, so did alright for the few hours that he was here. I've taken my bivvy and day shelter down. Just trying to dry things out a little bit before we're due to pack up, which is going to be in about an hour's time. So just obviously keeping the essentials ready to go, but trying to tidy everything else up. Other than that, I've got a few fish showing on top still. So we will see what the next hour brings. Hopefully we can nick another one, but we shall see on that front. Got a rather sizable cloud coming through at the moment. Hopefully that's going to take some of the heat off, cast that shadow on the water, and the carp may become a little less wary of lying in the water, but we'll see. I suspect I might have a bream on. Possibly not. It was a bit up and down and then just kind of sat there. It might be a big bream. Still very much coming straight at me, but far too easy now. And now it's turned. No, I think it might be a carp. It's just very strange bite. That one again off fairly close to the island. And it lifted up, dropped back, lifted up. Went and had a look at it, and it was like you could see the line slowly sort of pulling away again. Certainly wasn't stripping off, but it definitely feels like a carp now, so happy days. Quite a slow plod, so maybe it's one of the bigger ones, and that's why it didn't go ripping off like some of the other runs I've had. shall see. A couple of times it's just flicked over the dorsal. You think, oh, it's gone, and then suddenly you hit the weight again. So it's just coming up to 5 o'clock, so it wasn't. What did I speak to you about 7 or 8 minutes ago, saying this cloud cover might give us a little bit of an extra chance with the carp. Haven't seen it yet. Absolute favourite time of the day. Lake's gone nice and calm. The sun's obviously going down, so it's starting to get a little bit of a cooler feel in the air. And other than me jabbering on, absolutely silent. Gonna get a look at him at some point. Coming up and going down. Come on, get your head up, let's have a look at you. And there he is. Very quick glimpse, I can't tell what it is yet. Gonna guess at a common, but hard to tell. Oh no, it's mirror. I'll say it again, it didn't look particularly big, but I haven't had a real look at it yet. Just a quick glimpse as it turned over. And there he is. Not quite ready yet. A few more pinwheels and then up he'll come. line now, mate. Looks another fairly nice one. Whether it will go a 20 or not, quite possibly. We'll have a look. Alright, this one's not quite got to the 20s yet. Oh, it's got 18 pounds, 6 ounces. Come here. Nice looking fish. A couple of scales that have obviously been lifted at one point, but other than that, it's pretty decent condition fish. So we'll get some pictures for this one, get him back. But yeah, number 5, another nice one, quite a thick fish again. So yeah, decent session. We're off again. I'm surprised that PVA stick's even had a chance to melt. That's literally been out there about a minute. But it's another carp, quite clearly. I was literally about to start filming to just say, right, rod's back out on the spot. Literally just put the net back together. We're away again. I'm loving that spot over at the back. I say it's 25 past 5. Just put the other one back. Got this rod back out. I was going to say we've got about a half hour or so left. See if we were going to nick another one. I was even half tempted not to put this rod back out again, but they're going to keep coming on this one. I'll definitely get it out again. I think a bullying left a little bit to try and get him away from this other line. Which I may have failed to do. Right on top of it, I can't say whether it go left or right. Go underneath. Well, it wasn't pretty, but it worked. Away from that rod. And he's back out in open water again, away from messing that line up. In quite a slow but heavy fight. I get the feeling this is going to be another one of the high teens or possibly into the 20s. Not as frantic as the smaller ones tend to be. Off again. I think we're getting there with it, but still haven't seen it yet. Just a glimpse of a tail. It looks like it's got a bit of depth to it either. Anyway, I still haven't seen whether it's a common or a mirror, but the side of it looked fairly decent. Right, looks like a nice mirror. Still not ready. We'll be about 10 minutes into the fight. Just holding below the surface. Come on, how many more times are you going to swim around in circles? Well, we're approaching 20 minutes into this fight. He's still going round in circles. I've run out of things to say, basically. There's only so many times I can describe him swimming up and then swimming away again. It's definitely putting up a hell of a fight. I just need to get him in the net. He must be getting close now. Just don't want to bully him too much. It's let him do what he wants to do. He'll come up in his own time, but all of his lunges have slowed right down. It is just a case of getting him up in the water. But the weight of him means I can't just pull him up. See the bend in the rods. If he does take a lunge, I don't want to be too tight lined. He's off again. I think he's done. Got a big head on him. Come on. Get that net round him. Whew. Right, he's in. That looks like a pretty decent fish. Just seeing him. Sitting in the net there. And get everything set up again. We'll get him out and have a look at him. Right, I've got to show you this because you'll never believe me otherwise. Remember, the net weighs £2, 8 ounces. So that is exactly, what was it, £27 one. Bearing in mind I had a £27 two earlier. Sounded a little bit too good to be true, but I was right, he was a decent fish. So we will let you see. Right, you already know the weight, £27 one. If you were to have shown me this fish and the one I had earlier, I would have said, oh Jesus, this one was bigger by a country mile. Well, not country mile, but I certainly would have said it was bigger. There he is, two 27-pounders, lovely thick fish, looking absolutely beautiful in this sun. Got a big old gut on him, no idea. But yeah, we'll get some pictures of this and then we're going to call it a day because my time has run out. So thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. What a way to finish. Two 27-pounders and a number of doubles. Happy days.